Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Langrisser Mobile Apex Season 19. So I'm Gold 3, which means I don't really have anything else I want to actually do with this season. But it also means that since I've got to Gold 3 relatively early, it means all the tryhards are up here, and I lost like 4 or 5 matches pretty quickly. Most of the boxes were pretty similar, where they were kind of just rushing and destroyed me either with AoE, Assassin. But I did get to see some faces I don't usually see too often. I saw Himiko in one match. I saw that one assassin lady that does all the poison stuff. I don't remember her name. And then I did see the new characters. This week was the Captain Commando thing. I don't remember the term. Sorry. But it has both the Captain Commando characters who are as a pair. I think it's like Captain Commando and that baby guy, and then the other one is the mummy and the ninja. I encountered both of them. I didn't really get to see much for Captain Commando because I kind of gave up before he could even do anything. But the other guy is actually pretty rough. He's not only an assassin, but he's pretty effective at tank busting because he can just double tap. So it's pretty rough. In any case, our opponent here has some, let's see, looking at the box here, only one primary tank, looks like only one primary healer. Of course, I don't know. Most often I've been running into Mage, Bright Summoner, but sometimes it's not. But so far it's been just Bright Summoners all the way down. Besides that, everything else is just a mix of mobility and striking and stuff like that, maybe a little AoE. So it's a little bit of everything, which is probably the thing I'm most comfortable with, as always. They banned my Risen Seal, which usually means they're going to try to ban the rest of my healers. I go ahead and ban their Ice Melda, and I go ahead and take my Bright Summoner. Okay, but they didn't go for my healers. They got rid of my Ice Melda, got rid of my Isolde. They took Jace, which is terrifying as usual. I go ahead and get rid of Andriel, get rid of the Isolde. Go ahead and grab my Tiaras. I think that's how you pronounce it. Oh no, Tiana, sorry. In any case, I also ban more of my DPS. They go ahead and grab their Eshian. I get rid of the Gren Shield, get rid of Liana. It did take me a while to get through this because I wasn't sure exactly what order I wanted to ban things in. I am a little concerned about their tank because it can negate crits, but I think I started leaning more towards just, alright, we'll just do a tank push and try to get in a position where we can just kill Jace. And that's probably what would work best here. So I go ahead and grab my Gren Shield. I was tempted to grab a healer, but no, honestly the AoE danger is not really there. So they go ahead and get rid of two of my healers. They go ahead and grab their tank at this point. I go ahead and get rid of Lena, get rid of, I don't remember her name. Nemiya, sorry about that. I go ahead and grab my SP Almeda, and at this point I have 4 tanks. They get rid of Christian, get rid of Lightbringer, and they go ahead and grab Bright Summoner at this point, which I was like, alright. And at this point I was like, okay, get rid of any additional long-range nonsense, and honestly I wasn't since I have reflections that are pretty much act as immunities, I wasn't too concerned about these two characters. I was pretty confident I can outtake them. Speaking of tanking, Hilda with Thorns and having reflections from SP Almeda actually traded kills with what's his name? With Ymir. They actually killed each other, which was pretty impressive. I wasn't expecting something like that, but it did happen. Alright, I think part of that is because her negate crit actually bypasses his immunity, which means actually Redeemers don't work. So it was actually kind of interesting to see. In any case, go ahead and grab my tank. And they grab Apotheosis, which I definitely prefer in this case. Apotheosis can be really annoying because of his ability to change your class and do heal reversal. But if I have Reflection, I'm not as worried about it. Hilda, I've been trying to take advantage of this dominating formation to put out terrain to prevent act against and move against, but the problem is everyone's so highly mobile it doesn't really do what you expect. In any case, we got Tiana here, exclusive Wild Expedition. We got Almeda here with her, yeah, her exclusives essentially with Windbloom Chanters. We got Rose, we got her 3C, of course. We got Hilda here with Royal Cavalry and all of her exclusives and her faction buff. I got Bright Summoner here with Holy Dragon Breath and then her exclusives and Fairy Spirit Prophets. And then over here we got Grinshield with Cold Shield, Conquest, 3C, and Air Slash with War Falcons. Some of my matches where I did lose, I was kind of experimenting how the teleportation summoning works for Hymn of Light. It is pretty much it. I think it says randomly, doesn't it? No, it just says summon, but it's always behind you. If it can't be behind you, it's beside you. And only after all those tiles are taken does it actually appear in front of you. Also, I think the electric horse can't fly, but I'm going to verify that. In any case, our opponent here is, of course, Mage Class. We've got Mass Heal with all that, so she did bring a heal just in case. Also, one thing that I guess is kind of a counter against Bright Summoner assassination attempts is Sorceresses. They do get a huge magic defense boost when they're at 100% life. And that's more than enough to usually soak a hit, so that is something you may notice with a lot of the casters nowadays, is they'll come in with Sorceresses and just soak hits. Hilda here, same kit as mine, except hers is Spears, and she's using Phalanxes. We got Jace here with his exclusives and Sorceresses. We got Eshin here with her exclusives and Star Prismas, and even has the skin for them. We got Apotheosis with Steel Wing Warriors, and then all of his exclusives. Steel Wing Warriors we haven't seen in a while. And they're not even fully upgraded. That's weird. When ranged attack gets... Okay, they just have resistance to ranged attacks. That's kind of neat. I'm too used to seeing them on that one guy that explodes a bunch. Vincent, I think his name? I don't remember. Yeah, my brain's kind of mush these days. I've been rather tired, to say the least. Also, apologies, I'm going a little... I have it on ×3. I usually put it on ×2. In any case, so yeah, I've been a bit worn out, so apologies if I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. So since I wasn't too concerned about them reaching me or doing anything too crazy, I went ahead and actually pushed forward. Technically, Jace could teleport all the way to here and do some shenanigans, but if he did it immediately, he wouldn't be able to actually get kill. So with that, I could actually kind of push forward. I wonder if it was possible, like if Jace were to pass his turn or something just to get his terrain out, his little teleport point out, and then use Eshian to swap. If my opponent had did that early, I probably would have lost a unit without being able to do anything about it. But my opponent didn't do that, so I was okay with this. So yeah, the plan here, of course, was to push forward and, of course, get my protection on Bright Summoner. This way I can push forward and still be able to be in guard range and all that good stuff. Okay, so yeah, he did get set up at this point. So at this point I was like, alright, let's deal with Jace. So a lot of things are against me here. Hilda's going to negate crit. And of course, like I mentioned before, the sorceresses are going on. Besides that though, no other protections. So no crit here. Yeah, it's still almost killed. And then the fixed damage will trigger here. So I went ahead and pushed in just enough to get this AoE off. And finish it off. Also, part of the reason why I waited it was not just the guard range that I was concerned about, but I also wanted to get Tiana's buff onto Bright Summoner. That way, if I did run into the situation where I didn't do enough damage, I would have at least the plus 11% buff to try to hopefully guarantee the kill. Obviously, the bad news is since I had to follow up with Bright Summoner, she is not in guard range, and yeah, it's kind of bad times all around. So I'm going to get zapped here. I'm at full health, and I'm a caster, so even with the crits, it's not quite enough to kill. And I kill their summon, which is more than I can ask for. I was a little torn on exactly what I was going to do here. I could have pushed forward with Grinshield and tried to like throw a shield out. I also opted to go ahead and put up the barriers. I think in hindsight I should have just tried to go for the act as I see fit and do the double double talent heal on Bright Summoner and hope that it would be enough. But besides that, they don't have any ways of getting immunity, so at least I can gradually debuff them. Unfortunately, it's always the closest enemies, I believe, so it's hitting people that have already acted. I was tempted to try to like throw my shield out and maybe see if that would help, but with their positioning, I can't really stop them from getting over there. Both Apotheosis and S19 can reach. So Apotheosis transformation. He's immune to fixed damage, apparently. Goes for the AoE, which does do that weird AI debuff. So I was like, alright, well, I'll just go ahead and just get all positioned here. The faction buff does apply to the tank, so the tank now has a faction buff. I wasn't expecting any kills here. This is full life. Came close, but not quite. Got a few hits in, nothing too special. And unfortunately, yeah, the faction buff from Bright Summoner is going to do some passive healing and cleansing of debuffs. Goes ahead and throws the dash out, so kills both my Bright Summoner and the summon. But that does still put Apotheosis kind of out of the way, which is fine by me. Again, I took my time here. I wasn't exactly sure because I definitely wanted to get rid of a res from Apotheosis if I could. But obviously the follow up is what I'm concerned about. But I think I was okay. S19 did do 3C and did get kill and got rid of all of her stacks, which did refresh all of her abilities. So she's good to go. Apotheosis still has one ability left. So I go ahead and just opt to go ahead and get a kill off. This actually was kind of helpful because it did transform him back, which reverted his attack, because his transformation does switch to a different ability. So that's all on cooldown. So all he has now is just a passive. He will eventually be able to get his transformation back and get the self-res back, but for right now, he's kind of out of commission. Alright. So he actually opts to get away at this point. Because, yeah, if S19 had gone in, there wasn't really much of a follow-up. Bright Summoner, by the way, since I killed the summon, there's no other follow-ups. She doesn't. She only has 2 range, maybe 3 if she has the staff. And so I went ahead and just shuffled down, get everyone in guard range again. As you can see here, all the heals are coming in. But this is actually a decent enough spot. I can actually stay in guard range and throw a knife at Bright Summoner. And as long as I stay outside of the Tiana's protect target, I'll get the additional mobility. And I still have my move again, act again as well. So I go ahead and shift forward, throw my knife out, which does an insane amount of damage. Look at that. 47%. So I'll go ahead and put up Last Protection. I'm outside the range, so I don't have the self-res, but they don't have any way of bypassing guard anymore. So, tries to do Revitalization, which does heal to full. And I go ahead and just do Roast in place. So now all of them can apply debuffs like crazy. Alright. Faction buff is up. So, yeah, there's no hope for Bright Summoner. I'm going to move in, do Escort, which will give me the extra step I need to get in range. I also do a bunch of debuffs in the process. And I'm going to be attacking her directly. Doesn't matter if I have the crit or not, because it's going to be more than enough. Yeah. I did 3 times her HP, so... And then with that, I was able to just teleport back and just hang out. So at this point, my opponent gives up. Yeah, there was no way to do anything. Everything's kind of on cooldown. I can just keep throwing heals and buffs onto Tiana to refresh her 3C, and her, of course, her knife throw, and then eventually just be good to go. Also, eventually, I can get the shield throw back up and running, and use that to kind of finish things off as well. There's no risk of me getting stunned because all of them have reflections. No risk of getting all those weird debuffs from Apotheosis. So yeah, all of it is pretty much just game over. So there you go. Quick and simple match. And as you can see, yeah, I lost a bunch of matches. Gold 3 is not going to be friendly to us for a while. But that's okay. We're still at a 50% win rate. Also, once you're at gold 3 and higher, you can't use those tickets, these little tickets here, to prevent any loss of points, which is completely fine by me. As long as I stay within the top 512s, I'll probably be happy. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Dealer. This was Langrisser Mobile Apex Season 19, and I'll see you guys next time.